Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. If you want to follow along, we will be in the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter number 37, beginning in verse number 31. Getting my Bible where I need it to be. So I can, there we go. Genesis 37, beginning in verse 31. Then they took Joseph's robe and slaughtered a goat, dipped the robe in blood, and they sent the robe of many colors and brought it to their father and said, "This we have found. Please identify whether it is your son's robe or not." He identified it and said, "It is my son's robe. A fierce animal has devoured him. Joseph is without a doubt torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his garments and put sackcloth on his loins and mourned for his sons many days. All his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted and said, "No, I shall go down to Sheol to my son mourning." This his father wept for him. This is a jacked up family. There are so many things going wrong in this family, from jealousy to pride, you name it. Here's just the next thing in line when we see this scheme, this plot, this lie, we'll call it what it is, inside of this family. Again, there's it's clear. You don't really need an explanation as to what is going on. They decide, now that we've got rid of Joseph, we've got to figure out something to tell our daddy. And so they come up with this plan. They put blood on Joseph's coat that they had stripped off of him. Then they play dumb. Is this Joseph's coat? Jacob immediately knows that it is, and he immediately jumps to the conclusion that an animal had attacked him. It's hard to say what these guys thought was going to happen. I read one writer who said, that maybe they thought that with Joseph gone, they would get, with him out of the way, they would be kind of put back in the place of favor, that they would, that they'd get elevated in the family. It's hard to say what would, what was in their heart, what was in their mind. But whatever it was, instead it appears that the divide gets bigger. Jacob is brokenhearted, and his other children all come to him and try to comfort him, and he says, "No hope. You can't possibly comfort me in this situation." So instead of I don't know how they thought bring the family together, since Joseph wasn't there, and he was the problem with all these dreams and things. And so if he's gone, we'll all be one big happy family again. Daddy he'll be upset for a day or two, but he'll get over it. It's hard to imagine, to even kind of begin to comprehend what Joseph's brothers were thinking, how this was going to end up, how it was going to play out. But it's clear, we see a pretty clear lesson here, I think. Again, the depth of sin, just how far sin can take a person. You may have seen it. I know one pastor who, when someone gets saved, he'd give them a Bible in the front of them, and you've seen this saying maybe that says sin will take you, further than you want to go, make you stay longer than you wanted to stay, and cost you more than you wanted to pay. These brothers, I think, maybe are learning that lesson. Again, I don't know what they hoped would happen, but they're learning real quickly that the sin is a big hole. When you step in it, that deception, that lying, lying lying is one of the worst things because you just can't stop. You tell one lie and you can tell a couple more to cover that up, and a couple more, and eventually you lose track of your lies. And this whole family, this story is just a great or a bad, depending on how you want to look at it, example of a dysfunctional family and the danger of sin. All of us will be faced with decisions today. We've already been faced with decisions. You made at least one decision today. You've decided to turn this on and listen to me for a few moments. We make numerous decisions. The challenge for us is to be cautious and careful and wise, and think through what the consequences of those decisions are going to be. And all of us have had those kind that made decisions that came back and bit us. Because when sin is involved, it always turns out bad. You may not have a brother you've thrown in a hole and sold into slavery, but as we hear in the New Testament, when the Bible reminds us that to be sure our sins will find us out. And these brothers are starting to learn that, and class has just started. They're going to learn a lot more about the danger of sin. All right, you have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.